What do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
Are you ready? It's time!
Welcome back to another Sunday afternoon episode of Software Explorations. We are going to be jumping into some more Terraform. Want to say a big welcome to Roxy and to my guy Yakar. I really appreciate you guys.
I appreciate you.
It is great to have you all here as always. So we are going to jump into it today. It's hot down here. We're in South Florida. It is hot. So, got my t-shirt on, no hoodie today. It's summertime. It is summertime. But you know, we don't miss. We're going to get into it today. So today's topic is going to be Firebase. What is Firebase? We're going to find out together and I'll tell you how I came across looking into Firebase today. I've heard about it. I've heard about it for a while. All sorts of people use it, all sorts of places. And I was like, Let me do some research on that. So Yakar says it is 103 degrees where he is at. My goodness, that is hot. It is. Let me see what is the temperature down here? Because remember, we also have. Do you guys have humidity in California, Yakar? Let's see. Or are you in Dallas right now? Where are you right now, Yakar? Let's see. It is 93 degrees down here right now, but we have a humidity of 60%. Yes, 60%. But, you know, it is what it is. Crazy thing. I wasn't even going to mention this, but crazy thing. Yesterday, for some odd reason, the AC here, so the AC, the central air at our house stopped working, but luckily we have those split units inside. I have one in this office and one in the kids' room. So luckily we I'm all right. But looking on, finding out what's going on with this AC, waiting for the AC person to come by so we can figure out what's going on. But the house is hot, but luckily the office and the kids' room is not hot at all. So it's crazy. It is crazy, like especially in summertime when the AC goes out. What do you do? Anyways, enough about that. We do not run in the victim Olympics over here. Nope. We just make lemonade out of lemons. So let's get to it. So we're going to start off with our agenda for today. Like I said, today we're going to be talking about Firebase and all that good stuff. We have a 2-hour timer running. And your car is asking, is the fan moving? Nope, that's what's not moving. The fan is not spinning on the AC, so they're gonna go check that out. Maybe it needs Freon, I don't know. Hopefully it's just that. Hopefully it is just Freon, but the fan is not spinning, so I don't know. We'll find out as soon as they can come and check it out, all right? So let's get to it. So first and foremost, as always, I want to say thank you to all of my subscribers, everyone who shows up in the chat and all that good stuff. Those who watch in silence, but they support me so much. I really, really appreciate you. So shout out to your car, shout out to Roxy, shout out to everyone who shows up. Really, really appreciate you guys. And I want to say a big salute to the tech savages. That includes the tech barbarians, the tech prodigy, the technical explorers, everyone in the Patreon. That includes the tech mercenaries, my YouTube members, and as well a big always shout out to the bag chasers. And if you haven't done so already, if you are not a Patreon member, do me a big favor. Go over to www.techcoachralph.dev. Sign up for the Patreon. You get access to exclusive content. When I do office hours, you can call in, ask me questions. We can go one-on-one, as well as we have separate live streams. And if you need coaching one-on-one working with me, go ahead, sign up for a coaching plan and we can work together. I will be your cornerman to help you succeed in whatever it is that you're looking to do. All right. So that is that. Now let's jump into our live stream schedule, our live shows. We have one. This is my favorite show of the week now. It's crazy because this show is not even tech related, but it is my favorite show of the week. What is that show? It is the Men Lie, Women Lie, Numbers Manipulate. That's where we review the weekly economic numbers, the job data, all that good stuff. I have Yakar and Mitch in the chat with me, helping me out as we parse through this. Yesterday we had such an amazing show. We spoke about so many different things. It was awesome. I had such a great time, and we're gonna just keep doing it every Saturday morning, 9:15 a.m. So come join us over there. And then we have our morning shows tomorrow. You know what? Last week I tried it starting off at like 6:45. I'm either gonna start at tomorrow at 6:45 or at 7:15. I'll find out. But that's the morning show. We are working on. We review some news stories. It's coffee and kata. We have our cup of coffee, and we work on our mobile app development. Right. So we're gonna continue with that. That is the morning, Mondays and Wednesdays. Let's say 6:45, 7:15, 7:30. We'll figure it out. We're just finding the right time just to maximize our efficiency. So, always working on that. The mornings are always tough to get started, right? And then we have our Sunday afternoons today, software explorations. We're working our way through Terraform. Up next on deck is the DevOps. So we're gonna figure that all out. Of course, all right. And then Tuesday nights, we have our Q&A session. If you have any tech questions or career questions, whatever the case may be, come and join us. You can ask your questions in the chat. You can call in. You can send me the question ahead of time, whatever the case may be. I find questions as well. We have a great time answering those questions. Some questions are a little bit victim-y. Some questions are great technical questions, whatever the case may be. But we are here to help you win. And then Thursday nights, we have software explorations where we review some different topics. I think last time we did maybe the README file that I was editing live. We're going to figure out what we're going to be doing this Thursday. We've done API automation with Swagger, like the documentation, all this type of stuff, right? So come and join us, something almost every day of the week so that you can level up, you can win. But wait. There's more. How about our pre-recorded content? We have candid conversations. So tomorrow's candid conversation, I'm going to be talking about how if you are in corporate America, because some people are not in corporate America, right? But if you are in corporate America, if you're in tech, how you can be successful navigating those streets. It is one somewhat easy tip that I have, but it takes discipline to execute, right? But how can you be successful in corporate America? Come and find out tomorrow. Candid Conversations. We have a great time on that. And then Wednesdays, we have software explorations. Last week, we went over our part 2 of our QA metrics. This week, we're going to be talking about the CI/CD pipeline and overview, continuous integration, continuous deployment. Very, very good stuff. And then Fridays, we have the Bug Bite, where we talk about different industry bugs, vulnerabilities, cybersecurity stuff, all of that. So this week, we're going to be talking about how an empty S3 bucket ran up someone's AWS bill. Come and check it out, all right? And then we also have clips from the Q&A show dropping throughout the week, Monday through Friday. And, if I can get additional clips out there for you, I do that as well. But don't hold me to those additional clips, all right? So that is our pre-recorded content. That is our live show content, something every single day of the week. We don't miss. All right, so before I get into our icebreaker for tonight, for this afternoon, let me say hello to all my friends in the chat. So your car set. So Roxy says that. Let me see. Roxy thinks where do you live, Roxy? Where do you live, Roxy? You think 75 is hot? Oh my! I would kill for 75. And Roxy says, sounds like your car is in an oven. That is hot. That is hot. Your car says mountains in Cali, hot, no humidity. That's because that humidity, it makes it so sticky. And Chris says, don't let the HVAC rip you up. No, the HVAC person is a friend of the family, so I'm not worried about that. Go change the fan, do it yourself. It's a motor. There are some things I just don't dive into your car. If you tell me to go and build some infrastructure for code and stuff like that, I will be on it. But go into changing the fan on an AC, that is probably where I take the hard pass. Knowing your limits. But thank you for the confidence, though. And we got my guy in the building, me, Mystify. How are you doing today? Good afternoon, all. Good afternoon to you as well. Welcome. Hopefully you are doing well. And we got my guy, Maddox12, in the building. Says, hello, team. Hello. Welcome to the chat. Welcome. All right. And your car, he is always repping the men lie, women lie, numbers manipulate show. I dedicate each of those streams to your car and to Mitch because without them, that show probably wouldn't be going on. I'm just saying. All right. I'm just saying. And let's see. Oh, Roxy is from Michigan. Shout out to Michigan. And me, Mystify said, just finished walking 13, not 12 today, 13 miles. Bruh. Salute to you as always, me, Mystify. That is great. All right. So I wanted to start off with a little bit of an icebreaker. My friends in the chat might know what I'm referring to, might not know what I'm referring to because I saw a video earlier today. And I had some little thoughts about it. Nothing major, but let's get this queued up. Let's get this icebreaker queued up. So, icebreaker, my thoughts. Business first, friends second, maybe. And let me explain because it might be an unpopular opinion, but let me explain, right? I think that so let's put it like this. If you are just, friends and family, not like you don't do any business together, okay, cool, right? But if you're doing business and either you were friends before, you become friends after, whatever the case may be, I think that you should be business first. What do I mean by business first? If you have a common goal or a common interest, I think which is going to tie into the kind of conversation that I have tomorrow. But I think because people are like, they put their friendships on such an elevated level that they become way too emotional when it comes to making business decisions. And I think that is it's to your detriment. When you're led by your emotions, that's going to be to your detriment. And to think that someone, because they're your friend or they're cool with you or whatever, that they owe you something, you guys know my position. No one owes you anything. No one owes me anything. Unless you have my money and I gave you some money, you have to pay me back. Then you do owe me, right? If you let somebody borrow some money or you invest some money with someone and then they have to give you your money back, that's different, right? Because then they do owe you. But no one owes me anything, just like no one owes you anything. Just because we're family, we're friends, we're whatever, no one owes you anything. if I need someone to do me a favor for me and they say they can't do it, then they can't do it. I'm not upset or broken up about it or anything like that. And the same way, if someone asks me for a favor and if I can't do it, then you shouldn't be holding a grudge or whatever because I can't do it, right? It is what it is. So now, why do I say business first, friend second, and then maybe? Because I think if someone is really your friend, right, then they shouldn't put your business in jeopardy. For instance, if your car and I are friends, I don't want to do anything to put whatever your car has going on in jeopardy just because, oh, your car is my friend, he's supposed to hold me down or whatever. I'm like, I don't want to put him in a bad position. I would rather put him in the best position to succeed and to win, whether we're doing business together or not. And if we are doing business together, then I definitely want to see him win. And I don't want whatever we're doing to affect whatever he's doing as well. And I would hope that would be for anyone who says that they're friends, whether I'm friends with them or they're friends with me. So that's why I say business first, friends second, maybe not, but it's like, I don't see it right that, oh, because I know you or something like that, I have to put myself in jeopardy. I have to put whatever it is I have going on, my friends, my family, etc., on the line because of our friendship. If that's what our friendship is based upon, then I think that's a dangerous friendship. Because we're friends, if we're friends, then you shouldn't affect my job, the money that I make, my businesses, my other friends. And for me, that's why I say business first, friend second. When I'm coaching somebody, I'll give it one last. When I'm coaching somebody, we're friendly and stuff like that. But I want you to win. And if you don't do what you're supposed to do, I'm gonna tell you you're not doing what you're supposed to do. You're slipping. You're failing. So that is my thought. That is my icebreaker. Let me know what you think. Am I off on this? Should it be friends first, business second, maybe? Or is it business first, friends second, maybe? Like I said, I wouldn't want anything that I do to affect the people that I consider friends. I want to put them always in the best position to win. All right, that is my icebreaker. Let me know your thoughts and then we're going to get into work in just a little bit. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. Let me see what's going on in the chat. I see a lot of movement, a lot of good stuff happening. Let's see what we got. All right, so here we are. So, see, Roxy, you can do 6 miles. That's hilarious. It says, your car, can you do half a mile? Whoa. Oh my goodness, your car, can you do half a mile? And it says, I can still do my 5K runs. I'm still skinny and healthy like I was in high school. I've never done a 5K. I'll play any sport. I'll play soccer. I'll play basketball. I'll play football. But if you're going to ask me to run a marathon or a 5K or something like that, sorry, not happening. Nope. I just can't just run I just can't do it. I need to be focused on something, Crazy. And your car says facts. Are you saying facts what I'm talking about? What do you think? Is it facts what I'm talking about? Let's see. All right, cool. So we shall continue as we go on. We're going to get into our work. We're going to be looking into what Firebase is, Firebase versus the current implementation that I have, which is Elastic Beanstalk, to see the difference between it, why I'm thinking about migrating and stuff like that. All right. And so then we're going to do our 20 minutes, go to break and all that. So as we get into that, do me a big favor. If you haven't done so already, help me out. Help a brother out. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know every time we go live and drop new content. And go to the Patreon, www.techcoachralph.dev. Sign up today. Get access to exclusive technical content as well as career content. You can see me update my resume. I'm going to be releasing a video on how I would approach searching for jobs and how I would approach knowing what skills I need to obtain for a job. Right? And if you need coaching one-on-one, then you can sign up for a coaching plan. We have 2 tiers for coaching, the Tech Prodigy, the Tech Barbarians, and we can win together. All right? So let me see what your car says before we get to work. Your car said, once we are in business together, we should be financial friends. You scratch my back, I scratch your back. We shouldn't be stabbing each other in the back.
Message.
Very, very true. I like it. You know, I think the best friends don't affect each other's money and everything that they have going on. You don't affect you don't affect your friend's family. You don't affect your friend's money. You don't affect your friend's job. All those type of things. I think that's and you know what? And that's why me. You know, when Mitch gets here, when Superman gets here, is talking about his people and stuff like that, and I'm like, you know what? If you are my people, my family, my friend, you are not going to put me in a position to lose. You're not going to be stabbing me in the back. None of that type of stuff. If you don't hear from me for a year, then you don't hear from me for a year. If you hear from me tomorrow, you hear from me tomorrow. Like, we just keep it moving. We just keep winning. I need you to be able to win on your own. So, and I need to be able to win on my own. So when we come together, then we can win together. And when we go apart, then we're still winning on our own. That's how I see it. You might not like it. You might disagree, but it is what it is. Great point, your car, as always. All right. So let's get to work. Let's put up our first 20-minute segment on the clock.
It's time to do.
Okay. So where are we at? So let's start off with this. Why am I switching, or why am I looking into Elastic Beanstalk? So it came, or not Elastic Beanstalk. Why am I looking into Firebase? So it came about like this. I had a call yesterday with somebody, and they were telling me about they use Firebase for the development that they're doing. We're looking to see if we can work together in some capacity. And they were telling me that they use Firebase because it is a lot cheaper than using the AWS technologies. And I'm like, really? Because I'm always trying to lower my AWS bills because it's not cheap. It is not cheap. But I when I'm doing the coaching, like when I'm coaching and we're working on a building experience, and so I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to use AWS so that you can have an application that is actually live, and you can be able to share everything that to your in your interview and your resume that we're doing. So now I'm like, all right, cool. We have the application up, but if we can migrate it, always looking to save costs because business is expensive. Like, it's not cheap, So they were talking about Firebase, about how much it costs and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, maybe I should look into migrating my app over there. I've heard about Firebase for such a long time. And I'm like, well, let me look into it some more. Let's use today as an opportunity to see if we can use that. Does Firebase have anything to do? Like, does it have does Terraform support Firebase? All of that good stuff. So that's what we're going to be doing today, right? So let's find out first what exactly is Firebase, right? So let's go to the Firebase website. So Firebase is a Google product. All right. So let me move this over here. So Firebase is a Google product. It says, make your app the best it can be with Firebase and generative AI. Build and run modern AI-powered experiences users love with Firebase, a platform designed to support you throughout your app development journey, backed by Google and trusted by millions of businesses around the world. All right. So let's see. So they have get to market quickly and securely with products that can scale globally. Build AI powered. All right, cool. Got that. Run your app with confidence and deliver the best experiences for your users. Right. So as you guys know, or maybe you don't know, but we have our Poopy Pants application. Let me show. Go to it real quick. Our David Goggins inspired random app generator, or not random quote generator, retriever, I don't know. But it provides you, if you're not feeling it today, let David Goggins get you back on track. Click the button below, and then you get a quote from David Goggins that is in our database. So I was like, all right, can we migrate this over to Firebase? And from what I see so far, the answer is yes, but we have to do some more research, right? So that's what Firebase is. And I was thinking, okay, what are the differences between Firebase and the technology that we're using now, which is Elastic Beanstalk? So I did a quick search on it. So Elastic Beanstalk versus Firebase. Elastic Beanstalk is from AWS, Amazon Web Services. And so it says like, all right, so Elastic Beanstalk and Firebase are two robust cloud-based platforms. These platforms offer highly sophisticated infrastructure for app developers to begin to quickly design and develop their apps, deploy them online, and track their progress. So possibly, it can maybe it might be even easier than going through Elastic Beanstalk. And I always joke, oh, AWS, Ferris, he loves Azure, but me, like I said, I am so agnostic to whatever technology it is, whether I'm using AWS, Azure, Google Cloud Platform, whether I'm using Selenium, Playwright, Cypress, whatever the case may be. I am dedicated to success. I don't care. Well, I care about one of them. I do care about my JetBrains products, my WebStorm, my IntelliJ, all those, because they work so flawlessly and they're all so similar. But other than that, I'm very, and if something better comes out, I'll be quick to switch to that too, right? I'm just saying. I'm just being honest. Just being honest, right? So that being said, let's see. The app developer can use resources these platforms provide, including storage, computing capabilities, data usage, and others to create their apps without worrying about the necessary infrastructure, right? So with that being said, one of the things I was thinking about is, all right, I remember when I was trying to use AWS Amplify to deploy the app and it wasn't able to do it, and making sure that I can use Mongo to be able to, so Beanstalk has Firebase has their own database thing, but am I able to use their database instead of using MongoDB Atlas or whatever? We're just trying to figure it out, right? So we're pretty much familiar with Beanstalk. I'm not going to go through all. I mean, if you're not, you can always look into it. But I'm not going to go through all the features of Beanstalk because that's what we're using right now. But I want to look into the Firebase overview, right? So Firebase, highly secure and robust cloud service that facilitates synchronous and collaborative software. Simply integrating into the Firebase library into your app will give you access to a centralized data store where your updates will be instantly reflected in the cloud and across your clients, right? So now with reading this, I wonder if I have to have the Firebase code, because one thing I don't believe in is that in your code, it needs to be specific to a particular provider. For me, I would want Firebase to just be the place that I host it, just like there's nothing in my code that is specific to AWS. I don't want anything specific to Firebase in my code, right? But we'll figure that out. So Firebase features real-time database. The cloud-hosted NoSQL database of Firebase allows data to be stored and synchronized in real time across users. If that can work like Mongo, then that's going to be perfect. Using Cloud Firestone, you can centrally and securely manage and share query app data from anywhere in the world. Users may work together more effectively and enjoy seamless cross-device access thanks to real-time synchronization, right? Remote configuration. Using the Firebase console, you can update your app settings to reflect any changes you have made to this functionality and aesthetics. This allows you to experiment with distinctive features and audiences without having to release an updated version or build a complicated infrastructure. All right, let's see. You can use feature flags. That's something that we're going to be looking into as well on this channel. Feature flags, how to use those. That came up in our Did that come up in the CI/CD? It came up somewhere, maybe in the CI/CD that I was looking into. Yes, it did. So we're going to be looking to feature flags very, very soon. And introduce new features and stages, check for stability and performance issues before making them available to the public. If the updates don't work as planned or cause any problems, you may undo the changes in no time. With remote config signals and protections, you can roll out only the most exciting and well-designed features to your customers, all right? Let's see. So let's see. So here's a comparison between the two of them. orchestration service to deploy and manage web applications, comprehensive app development platform. So this is to deploy and manage web applications. This says it's a comprehensive app development platform. So I'm not really looking for an app development platform, but I need it to be hosted. So we'll find out, right? Parent company is Amazon for Beanstalk, Google for Firebase. So free service, additional charges, and the service is free of additional charges, but the customer pays for like their EC2, their S3, all of that. Firebase apparently has a free tier. So both of them are pay as you go. Core features, monitoring, scaling, updates, and management. The core features of Firebase is data, analytics, and storage. And feature clients, Talabat, Prive Technologies, Echelon, don't forget Tech Coach Ralph. And featured clients for Firebase is Alibaba, that's interesting, Todoist, and The Economist. So cool. All right, so that is about that. So now, how do we get started? How do we get started, right? So I think first we're gonna have to actually create an account. What's up, Mitch? What's going on? Let's get started. So this is to do it with Terraform. So we're not looking at that one. So deploy. So I have this Medium article. Deploy your app to Firebase in seconds. In seconds, eh? All right, cool. Let's see. So I think the first thing we're gonna have to do is sign up for an account with Firebase. All right. So let me see. And all right, so I'm already signed into Google. Let's see. All right, so we're here. Firebase projects are containers for your apps. All right, so we're here. So before I create a project, let's start going through this over here, right? This article said deploy your app to Firebase in seconds. And I was recently asked about the deployment and hosting of the Let Me See application. In this quick post, we will see how to use the hosting service of Firebase and how to deploy your web application really, really quickly. This application was created during the 48-hour Angular Attack Hackathon, and I use Firebase as a hosting service. Let's get started, all right? So this is all to see if we can save money, because we were trying to see if we could save money with the ECS, and we'll still try to get that working, but I'm pretty sure that Firebase, or I'm hoping that Firebase would be a lot cheaper than the AWS stuff, right? So let's see. All right, so we're gonna do it like this, right? We'll start off today with manually, and then after we do it manually, then we can see, all right, now how can we do it in Terraform? So we might not get to the Terraform today, but we can at least have in mind that it should be possible with Terraform, because I do see it getting started with Terraform, and you can, pretty much how to do it. What I saw is that there's limited support. It says Firebase is beginning to support Terraform. If you're on a team that wants to automate and standardize creating Firebase projects with specific resources provisioned and enabled, then using Terraform with Firebase can be good for you, right? So what can you do? Let's see, what can you do with Terraform and Firebase? The example generalized workflow in this guide is creating a new Firebase project with an Android app, but you can do a lot more with Terraform, such as delete and modify existing infrastructure with Terraform, using Terraform, manage product-specific configurations and tasks using Terraform, enabling Firebase authentication, sign-in providers, creating cloud storage buckets or database instances, and deploying Firebase security rules for them, all right? So it looks like we'll be able to use Terraform. We'll need the Google CLI. I'm not sure if I have the Google CLI installed on my computer, but we'll find out. Let's see. So create a customized Terraform config provider. So stuff that we've done for AWS, we'll have to do it with Firebase and Google. But as we get into that, we'll look into that deeper. But let's get started, right? Let's get started. So let's go with create a project. And we're going to call this. Go ahead. All right, Pants app, I accept Firebase terms, and we continue. Google Analytics for your Firebase project is a free and unlimited analytics solution that enables targeting, reporting, and more in Firebase Crashlytics, cloud messaging, and in-app messaging, remote config, A/B testing, and cloud functions. All right, so let's go and enable it and create an account. Do this one. All right, I'm gonna create a new property in this account. All right, let's create projects. our project is creating. Let's see. All right, continue. So our project is created. Let's go back to our tutorial over here. Once you have your project created, then you need to install the Firebase CLI tools. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do here. Here's what we're gonna do. We are going to do something a little crazy. I haven't done it on this channel yet, or not on this channel, but on this stream yet, or this on Sundays yet. But we are going to, so in order, we're going to have to go into let me close all these down first. All right, here we go. Here we go. You ready for this? Are you ready for this?
Are you ready?
Check out this crazy view right here. We have both screens up, right? And so now we need to install the Firebase CLI. So we're going to let's go to npm install-g firebase-tools. And we're going to go with enter. We have our Firebase CLI installing. All right. And all right, cool. So now let's do Firebase-v. And we have Firebase version 13.13. All right, here we go. So let's get back to this screen. All right, so let's see. So build your app. For the following steps, we're going to need an application that we want to deploy. Obviously, I'm going to use the let me see application. Now use cd. Now cd into your application, root directory, and build it using your setup. In my case, I'm using Ionic CLI. I heard about Ionic CLI yesterday. Let's see. Build it using your setup. So, I mean, it would be npm build, but see, that's all right. So this command will create a www folder. This is the folder we are going to deploy. Let's see. Next, we will set up a Firebase context for the current application. For that, all right. So let's see. This command will Ionic build browser. And this is because I don't want to, you know what? I'm going to create a branch because I don't know what they're trying to do here. And this is the thing that I don't want Firebase to take over my entire project. Let's see. And all right, so Firebase, let's see. You have to do this once per project, so don't panic. Choose the instance of the project you would like to use. So what Firebase CLI feature do you want to set up for this folder? Let's see. One important thing to note, when you are asked to use the public directory, you should use the folder that contains the bundled application. For instance, in my case, that would be the www folder. What the heck? Hold on. Let me do something. have my headphones keep on connecting to this thing. Hold on. Disconnect. All right, cool. All right, let's see. What else? All right, so let's see. So what do you want to use as a public directory? No, skipping. One important thing, when you are asked to use the public directory, you should use your folder that contains a bundled application. For instance, in my case, that would be the www folder. Also, if you are asked to overwrite some files, it's up to you to decide. I decided to keep my files untouched. After running the init command, Firebase will create 2 files. Firebase.json, this will be your configuration file for your project. Firebase RC, this will contain the resource configuration for your Firebase. All right, so let's see. Hosting public www. All right, I'm gonna look for something else because I don't know what this Let Me See project is. So I'm not like, I'm not crazy about this. So let's say how can we just deploy a MERN stack app to Firebase? Let's see. How can we deploy a MERN app on Firebase? So that's what I want, right? So a step-by-step guide to deploying your MERN stack app. Let's take a look at this one. And you see, like, this is how easy we can just pivot on this, because if I'm seeing I'm going down a road that is not going where I want it to go, so I'm like, all right, let's do another search. This is why I say it is very, very important that you get familiar with these things, and it's not like, oh, I'm just gonna
Lunch break.
It's not like I'm just gonna apply for anything and everything, all right? But we're gonna go to break. Once we come back from break, we're gonna go down this part. We're gonna go down this tutorial or guide, and see what do we do to, because we have a MERN stack, although we're not using React. But yeah, so let's go and to our full screen, and we are at break time. All right, let me see. Let me just say hi to Mitch, and then we'll go to break. Let me say hi to Mitch, and then we will go to break. Mitch says, take off the blazer, loosen up the tie. Superman is alive.
We the best. Let's get it.
Welcome, Mitch. All right, before I go into Mitch and your cars back and forth, let's get into this topic real quick, right? So, first break. One thing that I hate to see. What is that? What do I hate to see? So, if I was an emotional person, this would break my heart. But I always keep my eye on the prize. So I just hate to see this, right? We spend, by we, I mean, I see someone who will spend a bunch of money on a, course, a boot camp, stuff like that. And shout out to Yakar for the video he sent me yesterday. I think the guy he might have been a recruiter, or I forgot what he was, right? But he was talking about how people take a machine gun approach to applying for jobs. And that spray and pray technique, you're shooting indiscriminately at any job available for you. And that really breaks my heart to see that how, whether we are qualified or not qualified for the job, whether we have the skills, whether we have the experience, we're just like, I'm just going to apply for anything. And then we wonder why we don't get the results that we say that we want. Instead of like, all right, what is it that I'm missing? What is it that I need to do in order to be qualified? Now, you might not be qualified with the level of experience that a company is asking for, but what about the skills? A friend of mine, Sister, shout out to Sister, was explaining to me yesterday how the government goes about hiring. And I forgot the exact name of it, but they have like a series. If you remember your card, what the acronym was for like what the government uses for hiring, but they see like how much do you match what their requirements, and then if you like they put it on a point system, and I'm like, all right, well, it's funny because I was thinking about doing a video of how it's not about government jobs, but it was just interesting how he was sharing with us how the government does it, but how you can research, which I'm going to do a Patreon video about it, but how you can research to see what skills you need to obtain in order to be confident and comfortable applying for a job. Even if you, let's say, and now, if they're asking you for 10 years of experience and like, I'm going to apply anyways when you have 0, or they're asking you for 5 and I'm going to apply anyways when you have 0, that might be pushing it, right? But if they're asking for like 2 years of experience and you don't have any experience, but you can demonstrate what you've actually done, then, or what you're doing, then they can be a little bit more lenient on that experience. I think though a lot of times people see the salary before they see the job description. So if the salary says, hey, QA engineer, hey, software engineer, you're going to be like, we're offering between 135 and 185. They don't even look at the requirements of the job and they just start to apply. And I'm like, I feel like you might be wasting your time. You might be trying to date outside of your league.
Bruh.
You know, you need to build your skills. You need to build your resume. When you're networking and stuff like that, where do you go to network? Who are you building a community with? People will ask me, hey, can you recommend me for this job? Can you recommend? And by the way, your car on that video yesterday, one thing I disagreed with him was, which I didn't think about it till now, is recommending people that you don't know for a job, because I'm like, I'm not putting my name on the line for you. You know, I have to know you personally. I have to have worked with you in some capacity in the past to know your work ethic, or I have to be coaching you in order to say, all right, and just because I'm coaching you doesn't mean I'm going to give you a recommendation. You have to demonstrate that you're like, you're going to be a representation of me. In order for me to actually recommend you to a job, to a company, I have to see your work ethic. So I'm not going to put my name on. I don't put my name on the line for anybody. I'm like, in order for me to recommend you, I need to say, okay, this person, I know how they work. They're a tech savage. That they're not going to be running in the Olympics, the victim Olympics. You know what I mean? So that's like that thing I hate to see, where like people can have so much potential, but they're lost. And sometimes you're like, all right, this is like, you see the documentation, you see what they're requiring, but you're like, I'm gonna go for it anyways. And then we come back disappointed because things didn't work out our way.
Get a move on. Back to work. Chop, chop. Let's go. Come on. Get a move on. Back to work. Back to work. Back to work.
I hate to see that. I hate to see that. Right? Anyways, let's move on. Let me check the chat. Let me see what's going on. So, Mitch says, crabs in a barrel, but crabs don't belong in the barrel. They never told us that. I see. So where do crabs belong? In the ocean? In the ocean. It says, well, the barrel is the metaphor for the barrier to success. We are people in a pool, and we can either help each other out or to get out of the barrel. The issue is that people hold people back. Good point. Thinking about crabs in a barrel, right? How would the last crab in the barrel get out? Is it able to climb up and get out of the barrel? I don't know. That's a good question. I never thought about that. Have I ever seen crabs in a barrel? I have never seen them either. Right? And Mitch comes with a fire, says, we can easily get out of the barrel if we stand on each other's back, whoever gets on top as long as they stay attached. Yeah, okay, maybe. It's something to study. And your car fires back. That's where the division comes on. Most don't want to play their role to get where they need to go. They don't understand that rising tides lift all boats. And then your car, and then, because you didn't respond to a text message or something, they fire up a stream about you, and it is all hell from there. Let's see. Mitch says, do you believe the neighborhood was designed to keep you trapped in, not you in general? No. And, I don't know. No, I don't think so. I think whatever. I'm not. And says, your car says, you don't need the neighborhood to hold you back when you have TV, social media, keeping your mind trapped. Even schools are trapped. It's the mind that matters. And let me see. You know what? Gonna get you out of here. I don't know what this person is talking about, but gonna have to get you out of here, buddy. Gonna have to get you out of here. We don't need that over here. All right. And let's see. So Mitch says, student loans trap, corporate trap, corner trap. I agree. I disagree.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
All these things that people do was a choice. They chose to go to student loan. Not sure what corporate trap is, but you chose that as well. Corner trap, you chose that as well. Nope. Don't agree. I don't see what your car wrote. There was nothing there. Okay. Let's see. And it says no free project flags. And Mitch says, if I was emotional, I would never come on here. The way that you and your car treat me, oh my goodness. No, I'm the nicest person that you have ever met in your life, Mitch. Come on, nicest person ever. Come on, clap it up for me. Your car says, we're all men here. Thick skin only. Hashtag no Diddy. No Diddy. All right. And is there anything else? Let's see. So I think it was KSA, knowledge skills assessment. That's right. KSA, knowledge skills assessments. And they have, and they do a rating system for each one that you answer to see if they're like, before they even move on to the interview, they like, you answer these questions and they say, all right, does this person meet the qualifications that we need between 0 and 3? If you get a 0 on anything, then you're out of there. If you, and the higher that you score, the better the chance that you are. So remember that. All right. Your car already got a perfect. Thank you. Appreciate it. Mitch says, I'm definitely putting hands on. All right, cool. So let's get into this article, or let's get into this part right here. Let's get our next timer started.
Let's go!
And let's read. All right, so demystifying deployment. All right, so I know that this title was inspired by AI. Maybe the whole article, I don't know, but this title definitely. The demystifying deployment. When I search for descriptions for my videos, for my clips, and it started like demystifying. I'm like, all right, that's an AI title right here. But all right, that cannot be his name. All right, but anyways, so a step-by-step guide for deploying your MERN stack app on. Why is this on render? Is it supposed to be on? Oh my god. Let's go back. Let's see. Creating a MERN stack app that uses Firebase. Let's see, maybe this one. Learn how to, all right. Let's check this one real quick. Let's check Reddit, all right? Let's see. You have to go outside of Firebase dashboard and use Google Cloud Services for MongoDB if that's a requirement. I don't mind using their database, but let's see. Let's see if we can find the right. Creating a MERN stack app that uses Fire. This should be something like very basic. Come on. Let's see. While commonly associated with hosting static websites, Firebase can also be used to deploy MERN, MongoDB, Express, React. When deploying a MERN project on Firebase, you can utilize Firebase hosting for your application's front-end part, typically built with React. Let me see. Let's see, install it. All right, let's see this one. Let's see what educative.io is saying here. Install Firebase. We got that. Let's close all these things out. So we did that. Log into Firebase. And let me see. That's not that. Let's see, deploy your site. Connect your local project files to your Firebase project. Get started with Firebase. All right, let's get started with Firebase hosting. Firebase hosting gives you fast, secure, and reliable way to host your app static assets, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, media files, etc., as well as serve dynamic content and host microservices. Our production-grade hosting is backed by the Global Content Delivery Network. Host serve. So you know what? Firebase is sounding more and more like Amplify, because this is the same issue that I saw with Amplify. Let's see. Our production-grade hosting is backed by Global Content Delivery Network. Hosting serves your content over SSL. By default, you and can use within your custom domain or your project subdomain at no cost. So we did this. We did this already. Initialize your project. To connect your local project files to Firebase, run the following command from the root of your project directory. All right. Select a Firebase project to connect to your local project directory. The selected Firebase project is your default Firebase project for the local project directory. To connect additional Firebase projects to your local project directory, use Firebase aliases. Specify a directory to use as your public root directory. The directory contains all of your publicly served static files, including your index.html. Let me see here. Let's go to if I'm looking at our public folder, there is an index.html in there. What is on this index.html? Okay, so there's that. Let's see. The Firebase selected, the selected Firebase project is your default Firebase project for your local directory. All right, specify a public directory using your root directory. All right, there's the default for the public root directory is called public. You can specify your public root directory now, or you can specify it later, your Firebase.json configuration. Let's see. Your card says there's going to be a bottleneck with Firebase. Interesting. That's why a lot of people started using Fauna. I had never heard of Fauna before. We'll have to add that to the list of things to look into. Fauna, okay. So let's see. Choose a configuration for your file. At the end of initialization, Firebase automatically creates and adds 2 files to your root of your local app directory. Deploy your site. To deploy your site, run the following command from the root directory. So if you do that though, how does it start up the node stuff? Well, let's try it. Let's see what we can get. Let's see what we can get out of this, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say git checkout main and git pull. And we're going to say git we're going to say git checkout B for branch, and we're going to say we're going to do the Firebase migration. I'm going to put no tick in front of it. All right, so we're on a new branch, and we're going to say Firebase init hosting. And we're going to say enter. Fail to authenticate. Let's do Firebase login. And it says Firebase optionally collects CLI and emulator suite usage. Data collected in accordance with is not allowed to. We go with no. All right, so it's authenticating. Authenticated. So it opened up a browser screen for me to authenticate. So I'm doing that. And we're logged in. Let's do a clear. We're going to say Firebase init hosting. All right, use an existing project, create in, so please select an option. All right, so let Firebase associate this project directly with a Firebase project. You can create multiple project aliases by running Firebase use add, but for now, we'll just set up a default project. So let's go with use an existing Firebase project. And yes. All right, your public directory is the folder relative to your project directory that will contain hosting assets to be uploaded with Firebase deploy. If you have a build process for your assets, use the build output directory. I guess that's going to be the public folder. Oh, I'll go with the public, yeah, sure. Configure a single page app, rewrite all URLs to index.html. I'm going to go with no. Set up automatic builds and deploys with GitHub. I'll go with a no for now, but maybe we can revisit that in the future. All right, file public no. Let's not overwrite that. And it says everything is done. We have our Firebase file here. Or Firebase.rc, and we have our Firebase.json. Ignore the modules. All right, cool. All right, so let's go back over here. And we have this done. We have all this, specify root directory, all that. Deploy your site. So by running this command with ---- only hosting flag, you're only deploying your hosting content config. If you also want to deploy other project resources or configurations like functions and database rules, run this command with a comma separated saying only functions. I don't know. So, I mean, let's try it. Let's see what happens. I don't think it's going to work the way that I want it to work, but we'll find out. So let's do a Firebase because it's not doing all the, it's not building the Node app, right? So that's what we're going to have to look into some more. But let's see what we can do. Deploy only hosting. Let's go here. So I typed in Firebase deploy only hosting. Let's see what happens. I think it's just going to upload this folder to like this public folder. It's just going to upload that, which is it's not going to run the application correctly. But we shall see if we take this copy URL. We go here. Let's go here. And I mean, it did put the app up there, but there's no connection to the database and stuff like that, right? The actual application isn't built. So, you know, it's just going to go here, but it's not connecting to the database or anything like that in order to be able to pull the, so, I mean, so far it's getting there. Let's see if that 404 page worked. So all right, so that goes to default 404 page. Not bad. All right. So, I mean, you know, so we got a little bit there. We, you know, what's the term? Make it work and make it better, or make it almost work and then make it work, you know? So, all right, so we got this part done. Let's see how to, let's see. Let's see. Let me see. Nah, it's not educative. Your car says a little is better than nothing. You know, we get like, I'll tell you this, like when I'm working, I will get a little bit to work and I'm like, all right, cool. We're one step closer. We're one step closer, right? So I totally agree with that thought, with that sentiment. What is this? All right, so house node apps with Firebase function. All right, so let's see, create a Firebase project. We got all this down. Go to the functions, change formula button and Blaze. See, it's like, that's the thing, right? Hosting functions are free. You'll need to, it's like taking over the whole thing. I don't want it to be that deeply integrated with Firebase, you know? Let's see, so create the Node.js app. So I have all this already done. All this already done. All right, we got all this already done. All this is already done. All this already done. All of this is already done. So how do we get it to the Firebase part? See, All right, well, since today is Firebase Day, let's figure it out. So, but I kind of see, like, I don't know if this is the bottleneck that you're referring to, your car, but I kind of see like how you could get so deeply ingrained in it, as opposed to like you just have this a regular Node app that you want to deploy, which Elastic Beanstalk did allow you to do that, but this one is a little. All right, so let me see. Let's look at over here. So go to the Functions tab on the sidebar and change formula. Select Blaze formula. So let's see. If we go here and we go, so we're in here. See app hosting. Gemini and Angular. Is Angular making a comeback? Is Angular making a comeback? Let's see. What is Data Connect? Data Connect. Connect your app to a Postgres database with a powerful managed app. I mean, I could just, I mean, I could use my Mongo Atlas and give connection to it, but let's see. App hosting. How do I get started with this? Create a GitHub repository and web app. Let me see. Create an app hosting backend. Set your app's root directory to default for both console or CLI. Yeah, because I remember React, like Angular went away for a while, and it was all about React, and now I'm hearing more about Angular again. Let's see. GitHub connection. So how often is the branch in which feature branches or view the deployed app? So this might be able to do it. Let's find out. So let's take a look at this one. So we have a project already. To enable Firebase resources to existing Google project, I already do that. If prompted, review this. Optional, all right, we already have all of this. Create a project, add Firebase. All right, we already have a GitHub repo and a web app. Create an app hosting backend. So let's try this command. Project ID. All right, so let's do project. What's the project ID? Let's find it. Where is the project ID? All right, project ID right here. And we're gonna go, where were we looking at? Was it this one? Yeah, project ID is gonna be here. And we're gonna say location, US Central 1. It might say that I can't do it because I need to get a paid account for it. Let me see. Your project must be on Blaze, pay as you go. Plan to complete this, require. All right, cool. So we'll enable that. No big deal. All right. So, but we're going to go to break. We are going to go to break. Let me know. What do you think about this view? Is it like annoying, this view that I'm using when I have like both monitors up? Is it hard to see? Should I just keep one, like switching back and forth to one monitor? Because that's something I was afraid of, if it's going to be hard to see when I have those both monitors up. Anyways, we're at break. We are at break. Let me see what the chat is saying, and then let me see if there. Or let's go into. Let's see. So we'll save the chat for after because I wanted to go into this article that your car sent me yesterday, and then we shall go into the chat and see what the business is about. All right. So this next topic, our break conversation is going to be top tech and IT jobs for the future, right? So let's jump into that real quick and then we'll go to the chat, all right? So seven of the top tech and IT jobs in demand for the future. Businesses of the future rely on workers with IT skills even more than they do today. Find out which jobs might be most in demand and what those roles entail. All right, so this was published June 24th, 2024, about a couple of weeks ago. Some of tomorrow, let me see if I can zoom in as well. All right, some of tomorrow's hottest jobs will be in tech. Interest in AI is sweeping across the corporate landscape like few technologies have ever done. The result is that organizations are having to create new tech roles and redefine existing ones to manage their integration of AI and data into core business functions. Meanwhile, cybersecurity continues to be a top concern, as do digital transformation and cloud computing. These challenges are increasing the demand for job roles that merge technical expertise with strategic business acumen. Very, very important, definitely. The IT industry is poised for significant growth over the next 5 years, driven by advancements in artificial intelligence, cloud computing, cybersecurity, and the proliferation of remote working technologies, said Edward Mayman, senior IT leader and strategist at the U.S. Department of Labor. IT hiring managers will largely focus on recruiting individuals with advanced technological skills and a capacity for innovation and ability, Mayman said. And I've been saying, so you guys needed Mayman to tell you this? You guys needed Edward Mayman, senior IT leader and strategist at the U.S. Department of Labor, to tell you this when I've been telling you guys this forever. Advanced technological skills, capacity for innovation and adaptability, right? You can't just be, so I'm only going to do this. I'm only going to do that. Someone asked me a question in a comment the other day of, do you think I can be successful in QA if I only stick to API testing? Or API automation testing. I don't really like UI testing. I'm like, can you be successful? I mean, anything is possible, but companies are looking for people who are dynamic. In today's day and age, the focus isn't UI automation, although a lot of companies still ask for it, but they want you to be able to do it in case that you need to do it for whatever reason. But the automation goes unit tests are the most. Then we have our API tests, and then we have some UI automation tests. But that shouldn't be the majority of the tests because those take forever to run and they're very flaky, right? So but you should still know how to do it, even though that's not going to be your number one go-to. All right. So, all right. So it says IT professionals that want to remain in top demand should place emphasis on continuous education, certifications, and real-time learning in emerging technologies. About the certifications part, right? And Yukar, feel free to offer any insight on this article as well. But about the certifications, I think certifications can be useful as long as you are also getting the necessary practical skills that back up the certification. One of the people that I'm coaching, they're working on taking a test coming towards the end of the month. But I said, you know what? The best way to learn and to be comfortable with the test that you're going to be taking is to actually hands on deck, knowing what you're doing and why you're doing it. And that way, those certifications actually match your skill set. Now you're not being and this is for everyone. You're not just being a certificate gatherer, a certificate collector, but your skills don't actually match with the certification that you have, right? Anybody can pass a test, but not everybody can do. There's a saying, those who know do, those who can't teach. I didn't make it up, and I heard it. Sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong. But what I mean? All right, technologists should also understand that their colleagues outside the IT team will play a greater role in choosing and developing enterprise systems. IT will still need to shepherd enable and govern technology as it advances, but already more non-technical employees are creating their own technology, a trend that will only continue, said Donald Welch, CIO, Chief Information Officer of New York University, a private research university in New York City. All right. It reminds me about the no code discussion that we had, right? We will see the rise of citizen developers, Welch said. All right, Welch, you might be stretching it a little bit. You might be stretching it just a tad bit, all right? Advances in AI will also reduce the need for first-line support, Welch said.
Move on, back to work, chop chop, let's go. Come on, get a move on. Back to work, back to work, back to work.
How dare you?
That was rude. Anyways, let's continue with our article. See how much of it is there. All right, so it says advances in AI. All right, so we read that. Instead, it will drive growth or security requirements will increase, but not necessarily drive an increase in security staffing in non-security companies. Instead, it will drive growth in security service providers. AI will increase the need for AI programmers, but primarily in application companies. So it looks like we should be building our security service provider company. Shout out to that. Some believe that IT teams won't necessarily be bigger, just more strategic. Always about the strategy, all right? Always about strategy. Overall, CIOs can expect that they will need smaller IT staff, but that staff will include more well-rounded workers, said Jody Jefferson, founder and managing partner, People Project, an executive recruiting firm. This evolution will drive the need for a workforce that will not only technically proficient, but also skilled in ethical, keyword on ethical, governance, strategic thinking, and continuous learning to harness the full potential of AI innovations. So, what will be some of the hottest IT jobs in the future? To get a sense of the top IT and business tech related jobs that will be in demand in the future, the author turned to the job forecast and predictions from multiple sources and spoke with the previously quoted expert as well as David C. Liu, Senior Vice President of IT Platforms and Services, Harbor Fest Partners, a private equity firm. The roles are listed in alphabetical order. So the first role is, we shall find out after our next coding segment, but we got through that. But we will figure that out after we are done with our next coding segment as we try to maybe you saw it, but as we try to figure this stuff out, because it is important to know what kind of job roles that we want to get into. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to continue with our Firebase, but I'm going to check the trap. I'm going to check the chat. I said the trap. Thanks, your car and Mitch. I'm going to check the chat, see where we're headed. All right. So your car said, mind being trapped means you make bad decisions due to a lack of knowledge. So once you educate yourself, aka free your mind, you won't make those bad decisions anymore. And I do think too, because I do think emotions play a very, very big part of it as well, because you can know what the right thing to do is, but you act emotionally and then you end up making the bad decision, although you know you weren't trapped, but because your fifis got in the way, but totally agree with what you're saying, your car, and your car, you are too much, right, like a Chinese. It says there's going to be a bottleneck with Firebase. All right, we'll find that out. Spoke about fauna. Let's see. And you know what? If you guys don't have Acorns, you could definitely check into Acorns. Mindless investing. I love my Acorns. It has grown so much in the past 7 years since I've had it. Let's see. Angular and Swift are being used in Java world. I thought Swift was like for Apple. I don't know. Let's see. It says that scene is cool. You make them as big as possible and your square won't be blocking off anything important. Yeah, I tried to make them like, and I tried to like put them like a little bit of angle so I can get more onto the screen. But I just wanted to make sure that it can be seen. But I'm still switching back and forth, you know. Let's see. Of course, it says show your work. If you can't show that you can do what you say on your resume, you will not get the job. The certifications won't matter at that point. You can show me that your team won a national championship in swimming, but if I push you in the pool and you almost drown, well, you're fired. You are fired. Do I have the soundbite for your fire? Give me a second. Give me 1 second real quick. Let's see. Let's see. I used to have it. Let's see. I don't have it. Give me a second. Give me, well, you know what? Let's give me a second here. Let's go to oh, there we go. How about that? How you like that? Right. So, as your car said,
You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired.
I couldn't help myself. All right. So let's see what else we got. All right. So that was it. All right. So we're going to get back into our last segment of the show, of coding segment, and then we're going to come back and we're going to review the top 7 roles in tech and IT for the future provided to me by your car. All right, so let's see where we're at. We need to upgrade. So let me go ahead and see if I can upgrade this and put our last 20 minutes on the clock.
It's time to do.
Upgrade to Blaze. So I can show you this. Let's go to here. So Spark is the free one. No cost, $0 a month. We're able to do this hosting of static assets. If we do upgrade, we're going to say, so Spark usage quotas for database, Firestone storage, phone auth, hosting, and test lab. So for the Blaze, pay as you go, project usage only, included usage at no cost, calculated daily. Or includes no cost, calculated daily, after pay only what your project uses. Similar to AWS, ability to extend your project with Google Cloud, included analytics, notifications, crash, reporting, supporting more. So let's go select plan. Your billing account, you will now be charged based on your usage and database storage, hosting, machine learning, test lab function, and Google Cloud services. All of the billing accounts you are an administrator of have been closed. What? All right, let me see in case any billing information comes up. Let me see, creating billing account. Let me say confirm. And let's say confirm purchase. Setting up billing. And let's go back over here. And I'm going to say purchase. And we are now on the Blaze plan, pay as you go. You've set up a budget alert. Let's see what this budget alert is. Let's see. All right, so I'll take care of this budget thing later. Let's focus on here. So this is good. Let me close that down. All right, so now that we've done this, so now we can actually go back to our nifty little view of our 2 screens. And I'm going to go back up over here. And I'm going to say, all right, so your project must be on. All right, so let's do that. and it's doing something. It's building out the project. And while it's doing its thing there, let me see. The next thing after we do this, we're going to set up our app's root directory, default to /. Okay, that's correct. And this is usually where you're, all right, set up a live branch. I guess the live branch would be master or main, I mean. Yeah, we can do master, I guess. Accept or decline automatic rollouts. Automatic rollouts are enabled by default. At completion of your backend creation, you can choose for your app to be deployed app hosting immediately. All right. So, all right, cool. So let's see. Let's go over here. Let me go to full screen over here. Import a GitHub repository. To create a new GitHub connection, select a secret manager admin role is required on the developer connect agent. Grant the required role to the developer. I'll go with yes. And please authorize Firebase by visiting the app. All right. So let's go back to over here. And we're going to say authorize. We'll go with, I don't know, what is my GitHub username? Wait, what am I choosing over here? Please enter once you have authorized GitHub. All right, let me see. Let's go back to over here. What account am I choosing? Oh, sorry, let's go with this one. And so now it's looking at over here. Request GitHub OAuth token is requesting your GitHub OAuth token. If you continue, the token will be stored in. Let's see. Go back over here. Let me see. View your GitHub identity. Okay, cool. So we can show this part. So authorize Firebase app hosting. And we're going to do tech coach Ralph. Install your personal tech. Do we want to do Fire? I'm going to say, for now, I'm going to say only selected repos, and we're going to go with go with that one. And we're going to do install. All right, let's go back over here as I get this. Open up my GitHub. Give me a second to respond to a message. Let's see. All right. All right, cool. So I'm going to open up GitHub on the phone. And use GitHub Mobile. All right, so our GitHub is approved. So let's go here, or it's whatever the term is, and let's go enter, connect with GitHub. All right, close this page down here. All right, so now let's see, missing a repo. So which GitHub do you want to deploy? Let's go back to the full over here. I want to do this one. Specify your app's root directory. So that's going to be the root directory. Pick a branch for continuous development. Main is good. For continuous deployment, remember, this coming Wednesday, we're going to be talking about the CI/CD pipeline, continuous integration, and continuous deployment. Set up your backend. Provide a name for your backend. Oh, let me see. Let me go and look over at the screen. See, what do they mean by that? Provide a name for your backend. That sounds awfully personal. You know, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. All right, name for your backend. When you create a backend, Firebase gives you a non-cost subdomain which to view trigger. I guess I could say Poopy Pants app, I guess. I don't. Oh, so I'm over here. So it didn't say anything about that part. Let's see. I don't know. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. Let's see. Or just go with this. Let's go with app like that. Enter. Name set. Let's see what else is happening here. Creating your new backend. All right, cool, cool. It's like my app is getting a BBL. I'm just saying, it's getting a new. My app is getting a new backend. My app is getting a new backend.
Bruh.
What can I say? What can I say? So it says that. Let me see over here. It says that the app. Let me see. Trigger. All right, it's triggering a rollout. Something like I said, it says it could take like 5 minutes to provision it. Backend ID. Oh, so it's gonna be like Poopy Pants app dash dash. That's not weird. Okay, cool. So it says successfully created the backend. We have our successful BBL. And do you want to deploy now? Sure, why not? I know we're gonna have an issue with the database not connecting, but it is what it is. Starting a new rollout. You may also track this over here. Let's track that. Copy URL. Starting a new rollout. This may take a few minutes. It's safe to exit now. Go over here. So if we're going to be like, I'm going to see if we can actually use the Firebase database. But it's going to be Poopy Pants app dash Poopy Pants app. But whatever. Let's see. It's deploying though. It is deploying. And that's why it's important for your app to be agnostic from providers. You know what I mean? So that's doing its thing. Let's see. Let me see. All right. So it's doing its thing. Now, let's see. How can I connect Mongo Atlas to Firebase? Because one of the issues with Firebase or with Mongo is that, I mean, not an issue, it's a security thing, but is that one of the issues is that the where it's allowed to be connected from. Let's see. Here are some ways to connect MongoDB Atlas to Firebase. Load data from Firebase real-time database to Mongo. Use Airbytes to create a new connection between the two databases. You can schedule data refreshes manually or automatically and choose which Firebase objects to import. Configure a custom JWT authentication provider in MongoDB Atlas left navigation. Click authentication and then the authentication provider tab. Select the custom JWT provider. From there, you can configure the provider to work with your Firebase project. I know. What about, all right, what is the, let's see. Let me see. It's doing this thing. All right, let's do another search. This is how I figure things out, right? Let's go to full screen. I don't need the other screen anymore. So let's do Mongo or Firebase real-time database. So comparing Firebase with Mongo, let's see what they say here. Both Firebase and Mongo are modern post-relational databases that allow for flexibility and speed to market. While Firebase is more popular for small applications, MongoDB more so for big data and high. So we probably don't need MongoDB at the moment, although what I'm hosting on doesn't really cost me much. But let's see. Let's see. All right, so let's say how to. Because, you know what, also why it's not going to work is because the application, we don't have none of our environment variables in our, we don't have any of our, oh, the build said the build failed. We don't have any of our environment variables in the, let's see. Merge pull requests. Rollout failed. Let's see why. Make sure the app is still up. App is still up. All right, cool. Just making sure. All right, so why did it fail? Let's see. Installing modules. Let's see. It's probably not going to work because we don't have any of our environment variables. I have to see where we would actually put in our environment variables. Let's see. Firebase doesn't support Mongo. Interesting. When you say it doesn't support, so your car says Firebase doesn't support Mongo, do you mean in the sense of allowing it to connect to Mongo, or the Mongo, like, because let's say, like, let's say you're using, I guess we'd have to figure out, like, so it's like the commands that you're making in your application to, like, connect to Mongoose, Firebase wouldn't support that, I suppose. We got my guy in the building, the wealth building journey. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And your card says, in the sense of the workaround isn't going to be short. Gotcha. So in that case, maybe just instead of using their Firebase database, continue using Mongo and just getting that connection from the app to Mongo, like getting a connection to work. So maybe that is something that we will figure out next time. But yeah, let's see. So that's good, interesting. So maybe we would have to go to. Let me see what it says. Let's see. Once you have running MongoDB server, you need to write an API for client apps to communicate securely. Let's see. Let's see this one. Configure, so let's see. Firebase JWT authentication. So you can configure the custom JWT authentication provider to authenticate users that you manage with Firebase authentication. Before you begin, you will need the following to use Firebase authentication: a Firebase project with authenticated configuration. All right, an app services app that does not already use custom JWT authentication. To learn how to create new app. If you're using command line interface, let's see. If you are using admin API, you can configure a custom JWT authentication from the UI or by modifying underlying configuration files directly with the CLI or admin API. In the left navigation, click authentication, then click authentication providers. Set the verification method. Log in with a Firebase JWT. Once you've configured the custom JWT. All right, we'll leave this part for next week. One thing I do want to search real quick, how to set environment variables in Firebase. Configure environment cloud function. What is this called? App hosting.
Lunch break. Lunch break.
Let me look at this real quick. Create a .env. Let's see, an app hosting.yaml file in your app's root directory. That's, ooh. Are they saying, I don't know what they're saying here. Or, let's see. I don't really see why it failed though. Let's see. It said failed executing lifecycle. I don't really see an error though. Let's see. It failed on this step over here. I don't see. So all of this went through. We didn't have our environment variable set, which is, let's see, Firebase. Let's see. I don't, so 1621, oh, 1621, 16, that is going up. Okay, I think I know what the problem is. I think I know what the problem is. It's trying to run this, and that's not what it, so yeah. So, all right, I got you. So if we look at this real quick, let's go to other screen. Where's my package.json? I think it's trying to run this, and it shouldn't be running this. It should just be running the start command. But all good. All right, anyways, we're gonna table that for today. We're gonna get into our last, I just put break 2 again, because we're gonna finish up break 2, and then we'll get to the chat and we'll wrap it up for today. We have Scrum night tonight, with the Tech Barbarians as we wind down on our sprint and get it started on a new one. So have to create some stories for that and get ready, maybe deploy some additional things. We shall see. Although one thing I do want to see, let's GitHub, which you can see that as well. And let's see if we have our new, so while we were streaming, one of the Tech Barbarians, they approved and merged in the pull request for the README documentation. Remember the README documentation we were working on like 2 weeks ago? They merged it in, and look at that amazing new documentation right here. Look at that amazing work by the Tech Barbarians. All right, so let's get into this list real quick. We're gonna get into this list as we wrap it up for today. Let me see, which tab was it? So let's get to it. I'm not even gonna put the last banner up, right? But the top 7, was it the 7 top tech and IT jobs for the future, right? AI product manager. As enterprise AI becomes embedded in more processes, roles that focus on this important tech will also grow. An AI product manager is responsible for the development and management of AI-driven products and services, ensuring they meet market needs and integrate seamlessly with other business offerings. So how will this job change in the future with rapid advances in AI? These professionals need a deep understanding of AI capabilities and how they are evolving, as well as data science, user experience, and product management skills. That background should enable them to use AI applications as productivity tools, enabler, and differentiator. Potential career path, those seeking roles in AI product management typically comes from science, technology, and engineering, mathematics, STEM backgrounds, especially data science, but communication skills are also key. A combination of product management and AI experience can make someone an attractive candidate, and demand will continue to grow. Those interested in this career should seek opportunities within their current organizations if possible. Earning potential. Salaries listed for AI product manager vary widely, as do national averages, but pay is typically around $100,000 a year according to multiple sources. Business analyst. We did a software explorations on business analysts recently. Job duties. Business analysts understand the technology requirements and business units and users and communicate those needs with people who implement technology. This growing field is not IT per se, but this role can further specialize to become an IT business analyst. Success in this role requires broad technical understanding, business understanding, and project management, change management, and communication skills. Increasingly, it will also require a strong understanding of the capabilities, limitations, and ethical issues tied to AI adoption. Potential career path, business analysts can start off at an entry level, but grow quickly in the role with experience. They also might set their sights on leadership position. Earning potential, the average national salary for a business analyst is $104,000 according to salary.com. And then we have another role, the chief AI officer. What does the chief AI officer do, right? A growing number of organizations are investing in artificial intelligence technologies, and many need a strategic leader to head those efforts. While the majority of chief AI officers, CAIOs, currently work at technology vendor companies, the ranks at non-technical organizations are growing. In the coming years, the chief AI officer role will be crucial in bridging the gap between high-level business strategies and AI technology implementation and the integration of AI capabilities across the organization. So how will this job change in the future? AI capabilities are advancing rapidly. This new member of the C-suite needs expertise in artificial intelligence initiatives, especially generative AI and large language models. Also important are business skills such as strategic vision, the ability to align AI initiatives with corporate objectives, and proficiency in change management. What is the career path? The CIO should have a seat at the table in the C-suite. And they probably become one of the loudest voices on the executive team. That's because of the critical role they serve in aligning AI investment with business strategies. This role should prepare someone for advancement to such positions as vice president or chief operating officer. You can start your LLC, and instead of saying you're the CEO, why don't you put that you're the CAIO, right? Be diverse, right? Be diverse. Earning potential. The average national salary for a chief AI officer is $171,000. I don't think so. But total pay can be much higher. So if they're saying the base salary is 171, possibly. But I think this role can be way higher than I don't think it's 171. I think it's way higher than 171. All right. But yes, CAIO, the Chief Artificial Intelligence Officer. Look at that. So next up we have Chief Technology Officer, regular CTO. Job duties. The CTO is a key player in driving transformation and innovation, and their importance and clout will continue to grow as organizations become more digitally dependent. As such, strong business skills are equally important in these leaders, including strategic planning, risk management, understanding the ROI for AI projects, return on investment for artificial intelligence projects, strong communication skills, and the capacity to inspire change. All right? Inspire change. Hope and change. Hope and change. All right? Snapshot of how this job will change in the future. CTOs will increasingly focus on the use of AI to transform product development and delivery. They will lead the strategic adoption of AI technologies, manage technology risk, and ensure technology aligns with business goals. They'll need an understanding of AI capabilities, system architecture, and IT infrastructure. What's the career path? The CTO role is a critical one, and those in the role tend to have strong knowledge of business needs and strategies. Success in this role can lead to CEO, COO spot, and in fact, the founding executives of many technology startups serve as dual roles of CEO and CTO, right? Earning potential. The national average salary for CTO in 2024 is $304,000 a year. And that's probably base salary. The equity and the incentives and the RSUs and all that stuff is probably crazy out of this roof. Because guess what? The CTO, a lot of times, they are the MVP. Because, the CEO and stuff like that, they can sell the product and everything. But the CTO has to be able to make the product happen for the company. And we have IT risk analyst, right? The IT risk analyst works to protect enterprise systems from cybersecurity threats. Those in this role use data science to audit systems, uncover vulnerabilities, and enhance IT risk controls for existing and new systems in tech. Let's see, how will this role change? Give me a second here. Gotta stay hydrated, all right? Gotta stay hydrated. So the IT risk analyst role is becoming more important since one of the top critical elements of information security is risk assessment. Determining where an organization is potentially vulnerable to a cyber attack so it can take steps to to fix the issues beforehand is critical, not only for protecting data, but also for compliance with corporate governance and Well, on that note, we are going to pick up the rest of this then. We're going to start from IT risk analyst next week because I was told to wrap it up. So we'll start from IT risk analyst next week as we continue to go down with the top 7 roles in for IT and tech for the future. Shout out to your car for sending me this article. Very, very informative. Very, very informative, I must say. All right, but the time has come. Let's go through the chat and then we're going to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for rocking with me. We got my guy, The Wealth Building Journey. So much appreciated. All right, so let's see where we're at with this as we wind down for today. Let's see, where did we leave off? So your car said that, yeah, so in the sense of the workaround isn't going to be short. Yeah, so I'm gonna see if we can just connect it straight to Mongo. Because what I want to do, here's what I really want to do, right? I want to see what all my options are. So we already know Elastic Beanstalk is our bread and butter right now, but it's also expensive with their load balancers and stuff. So I looked into Vercel or Render before, but maybe we revisit that. And we have to figure out why. I see why Google didn't work out, but I'm going to see how we can just have it start. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But we'll see. We shall see. And then we'll see what else we can do, right? So, and we'll see how we can connect the Firebase to the MongoDB so we don't have to use their database and then it makes a mess, all right? So, very good point, your car. It says we're going to need a load balancer, all right? We see. And let's see, the wealth building has an elastic load balancer, and your car says, yes, Firebase can only do so much with each input data. And here's the thing, right? As we scale up, because right now I don't think the app gets any traffic in order to be paying as much as we are paying for AWS. So as we scale up, then we can expand. We can strengthen our infrastructure, right? So we'll see. Let's see. Mitch says data science. That is very, very true. Data science is going to be super, super important. It says, let's see. Your car said, great show. Thank you so much. Shout out to your car.
I appreciate you.
And Mitch says, business analyst is a good career. Yes, it is a very good career to get into. And the CAIO, not Chow, like as in buy, but it is Chief Artificial Intelligence Officer. Mitch says BA is higher too. I would expect that. You know, depending on the company you work for. Let's see. And the wealth building journey says, most of those chief, insert random title here, officer makes most of their compensation from stock options. And your car is saying chief of officer. We're not going to say that. Your car, come on. And it says mostly restricted stock options RSUs. You should have been around yesterday. The wealth building journey. We're talking about the NVIDIA CEO selling a big portion. Not even a big portion. It's actually like less than 1% of his stock options because he owns like 934 million shares of NVIDIA, and he sold like 1.3 million shares, but yeah, definitely. And they probably like most were granted via RSUs anyway. So RSU, and if you're given RSUs and your company takes off and they're vested, oh my God, it's going to be magical. Let's see. And they were saying that, I think it was NVIDIA too. They were saying that a lot of their employees, they it pretty much funded their whole retirement the way that they've grown. And your car says, stay thirsty, my friends. Let's see. It says, the wealth builder says, the only thirsty ones are the nobodies who chase us bag chasers. Mitch says, that escalated quickly. And yes, it's always important to wrap it up. It is. That's not the only ones. All right. Let's see. And it says, I beg your pardon. I know you know who says that. All right. Let's see. Tons. Sold tons of RS. Yeah, he did. We reviewed that yesterday. Let's see. I want to say he made about 30 milli, and it says no, compared to how many he owns. Mark Zuckerberg sold way more. Yeah, he owns a lot. Anyways, that is it for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you all. And we did a lot of work today. I didn't know we were going to get this far, but it's great. We're going to figure out how to get this to deploy, all that good stuff, but that's about it. That is about it. But my question to you, as always.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
I am very, very well entertained. I had a great time and learned so much about Firebase. We actually got this stuff up and running in a very fast amount of time. And we got Roxy with the rose. Thank you so, so much. I really, really appreciate you, Roxy. Right? And we're going to get out of here. You guys know yesterday's price is not today's price. Today's price is certainly not tomorrow's price because...
One more thing. Price of the brick going up.
The price of the brick is always going up. And on that note, we are out.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
What is your profession?
You should know your role and shut your mouth.